Let's talk about employee management in this video. Believe it or not, the most difficult thing to manage at the restaurant will be the people. So you have to be able to manage it to your benefit. And in order to do that, you can start with recruiting the right people for the restaurants. So how do you find the right people? Well, you just have to know where to find them, and you can get the right people from the recruitment agencies or even the online broadcast and poster at the front store. The best way to get the right people is through referral. And if you get the right people at your restaurants already, then you can just simply ask that person to refer his friends or family members to come and work for your restaurant. So that's how you recruit the people. And what to look for in the interview is you have to look for the personality. That's what it takes to be a good employee for the restaurants. And the skills and expertise, you can train the people, but personality, you cannot train it. It comes with people, and it takes good personality to be a good employee to provide good service to the customer. So the personality is a very important one. The second thing that you will look for in your candidates is the personal hygiene. Don't want to make people work in the food industry with bad personal hygiene, because that will create problems for you in the long run. So it's very important. And third would be the service mindedness. Of course, we are in the service industry providing service to the people, and in return, people pay for the value that they get. So service mindedness is also critical. So these are the things that you need to look for in your candidates. So if they have it, then you may find the right employee for your restaurant. In terms of training, there are three main stations at restaurants, and it's up to the management style to train the staff to be fixed at one station, or you can train them to undertake any station job. And there is a pros and cons for both methods. If you train one person to be stationed at one place, that person will not be capable of doing another. If you train everyone to take any station, then will not get the best person at any station. For example, and if you let people who work in the kitchen to go and offer the customer service, that person may not be able to do the best job in terms of offering the service. And similarly, if you make the customer service go and work in the kitchen, that will not be efficient either. So it's the thing that you should choose for when it comes to stationing the staff. There's a pros and cons in that, so you have to be aware of that. And similarly, if you make the customer service go and work in the kitchen, that will not be efficient either. So it's 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 something that, and it's the thing that you should choose for. It's the thing that you should choose for when it comes to stationing the staff. And there is a pros and cons in that. There's a pros and cons in that, so you have to be aware of that. Tips for staff productivity. Obviously, daily stand-up briefing helps, and you can brief and you can put some expectation ahead of the day, or you can discuss what happened the day before and the sales and the problems, the issues that you've encountered, and you can explain that they are expected to do the best they can. And secondly, it's setting the goal for individual or even the team. You can set the goal, the KPI for each individual or the team, make sure that they deliver the best performance. Third is, of course, offering incentives. You cannot expect people to do the best that they can without any reward. So incentive will also help. And the most useful incentive would be sharing the revenue, sharing this percentage of the sales, or sharing the profit for the staff, so that they get a sense of ownership and they contribute the best they can to get the best performance of the business. So those are the things that you need to be aware of when it comes to managing the employee. You may have questions about employing full-time or part-time. It really depends. If you employ part-time and you have less responsibility in terms of benefits that you have to give, but if you employ the full-time, you become more responsible of the well-being of your staff. But again, if you just rely on the part-time, you have to know that they have less ownership in terms of the role that they take in the business. On the other hand, if you employ full-time, and the full-time employee will be much more responsible, and they will be willing to put extra effort to generate the best outcome for your business.